I like to get high, I like to get higher, I like to get more high than I was before. I like to get stoned, I like to get stoneder, I like to get more stoned than I was before. 'Cause I don't have the perfect job I dreamed of, and at times I can take it for a while. And sometimes I take small things for granted, while other times all I can do is smile. I like to get high, I like to get higher, I like to get more high than I was before. I like to get stoned, I like to get stoneder, I like to get...
Ladies and gentlemen, we're here today at Spiritleaf. This is one of the two pot stores in Campbellford. It's become my favorite, mostly because I've become friends with the owners, and this place seems to have everything you need. We have the lovely Zara here, who's in most times when I come by to say hi. And over here is Eric.
What's going on, everyone?
Eric, you are officially the owner of Spiritleaf?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
yes, sir.
You and your wife running it together?
Yeah, well, she's not here right now, but this is definitely a team effort. Raquel and I, this is something we do together. Although a lot of people know me as the face of the shop, this really is an effort between my wife and me, and then we brought Zara on board as our managers, who's a huge part of what we do here as well.
Right.
Yeah.
And you guys all moved up from, you and your wife and Zara moved up from Toronto, right?
This is true.
How are you both enjoying Campbellford? You liking it?
What's not to love?
You know what? We've been here just over a year, and I can't imagine being anywhere else. This is home now.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Well, we're happy to have you here. Let's take a walk around the shop. Now,
Sure.
A lot of people, they've been buying weed for years from dealers, and you pay your however much for a quarter or a dime bag or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm learning that the new government drugs are actually really good. They're grown really well.
Yeah.
You know what's in them.
Yeah.
The prices have come down.
Yeah.
It's now comparable to, almost going to some of the reserves.
Mm-hmm.
And you're getting a really good product in many different forms. So what are the main things that you sort of, we have edibles, smokables, and then there's all kinds of sort of moderate stuff, which is like the distillates and stuff like that, right?
You know what? One of the really cool things that came out of legalization was the ability for companies and growers to research and innovate and develop all kinds of new products. Cannabis isn't just one thing anymore. It's many different things to many different people. You mentioned government stores, right? You know what? I just got to correct you there, Ken. Okay, because this is a term that gets thrown around a lot, and understandably so. With legalization, the government is the one in charge of legalizing things. But one thing I will say is, I am an independent operator, and these stores are not run by the government like any other business. We pay our taxes, and we got to do all the things that legitimate businesses do. But that's pretty much the involvement of the government, and other than acting as like a distributor for these companies who are run by passionate weed smokers and growers, just like all of us,
And that's what got you into it? You were a weed smoker, and you finally thought, I don't want to work a job, I just want to sell
pretty
weed.
much. That's the short story. Yeah, like I've loved this stuff, for a long time, ever since I was a young man, and to be in a place where we can open up a business and do this, it's almost like my calling, I would say, at this point. To be able to turn this into something that is a living for me and my family, and to be able to build a community of like-minded individuals around us who all have this thing in common, where we all have been able to benefit and have more joyful lives because of this wonderful plant.
Very good. Yeah, I think it's a wonderful plant too. I'm a big fan of it.
Absolutely.
Why don't you? So I did a little brief walk through the store when I came through. Well, let's go through case by case and sort of itemize what you have and how you're selling it and what people can do.
So like I mentioned earlier, we have, if you look around our store, we have lots of products out. right? There's one thing that we really wanted people to feel when they came in is for it to be a feast of the senses. We wanted you to visually really see a lot of really cool things. We wanted the place to smell good. We wanted there to be like nice music on. We wanted you to come in and just really, really have a feast for the senses. And as you can see, we got a lot of stuff on sale, but this is really the tip of the iceberg for what we actually carry. There's no way we could put our entire inventory on display because we literally have hundreds of products. We had a rep in from the OCS the other day, and they actually informed us of all the stores in the Trent Hills area. We actually have the widest and the biggest selection. So, we take a lot of pride in the range of our products. We have everything from the really budget conscious consumer all the way up to, people who are looking to treat themselves with more quality and craft products. So we really learned a lot over the past year about what people are looking for and what this community is really looking for in terms of their cannabis products. And we think we've done a really good job in adapting to that, listening to the community. I even go as far as to invite people to let me know if there's something that they're looking for. I'm happy to bring it in. And it's just a matter of me putting it on my order and bringing it in within a couple of weeks. So
wow. That's
something that, we, as independent operators, we're able to offer our customers is that type of responsiveness and service.
Very
which is
cool.
Something we really do here. So let's take a look around. We just put up a couple new displays because our inventory is really expanding. We're really getting into accessories now. We're finding this community loves their glass, loves their accessory, loves new and exciting ways to consume. So you'll see we have like
all kinds of bongs.
All kinds of bongs and
you've got some interesting
vaporizers.
sort of vape modules down here too.
Oh,
right?
Absolutely. We have something over here that we call the Happle.
The Happle is fantastic.
Yeah,
that's the hash thing, right? Yeah.
That is it. A lot of people in the community have given us a lot of positive feedback about this thing. It's a really nice way to consume hash if that's something you like.
And we've got some more pipes and resonators.
We also have some more, humbly priced bongs too for everyday use as well.
Yeah, as you can see here from these ones here, they're just beautiful. Lots of glassware. And the glassware, you spend a little bit of money on glass, but it does last, right?
It does. It lasts forever.
It's really, really good stuff.
Yeah.
And of course, we've got your merchandise here if anybody wants a t-shirt or any of that stuff, right?
Yeah, we got Spiritleaf branded stuff. We also have LP branded stuff from some of our favorite brands.
Very cool.
And one thing I really wanted to point out is, anyone who comes to the store knows that we do a raffle every month. We're huge on giveaways here. We get lots of stuff from companies, and we love passing that stuff on to our customers. So anyone who's been a customer here knows that on any given day, you could come in here and walk out with any kind of swag.
That's totally
we love
cool.
giving stuff away, and we love having raffles. So every month, we raffle stuff. We love doing fundraisers and raising money for the community. We've been privileged enough to be able to raise a few $1,000s for the hospital in the last few months and other causes. So that's something that is a real priority for us here at the store.
You're totally sort of getting into the community here, eh? The people, you're starting to make relationships with the other businesses and stuff.
We have been fortunate enough to have so many of our customers become friends and so many people in this community are really doing some really good work and could really use the support of other community members. So when Raquel and I first came here, a big part of a big goal of ours was not just to run a business here, was to be productive and contributing members of this community. In a small community like this that's growing, I think it's a responsibility of business owners to take some of that on and help the community grow.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Let's take a look over here at some of these things here.
So these are our main displays.
This is the main ones, yeah.
Yeah. So here you'll see a lot of our flower and our pre-rolls. We have a lot of bulk options. I think we have more bulk options than a lot of retail stores in the area. And you mentioned, some other sources around here. I would go as far to say that, despite the initial missteps of legalization, regulated cannabis has gotten to a point where it can really, I think, really compete in terms of or even surpass a lot of unregulated sources in terms of quality and price. And I think that's something that every day when people are coming in, we're having this conversation with people and re-educating them around the nature of what's actually happening on the regulated side right now.
It's
I
interesting,
think
yeah.
perception and tradition, are very powerful things. And when things change, especially when something is perceived as being done by the government, it kind of brings all kinds of connotations with it.
Yes.
And those are things that discussions we have all the time, and just informing people of what's going on now.
Well, I'm a heavy smoker, and it's only been recently I've been talking to you, because like when I was in Ottawa when the legalization happened, I was paying $17, $21 a gram for stuff that was 19 to 20% THC.
Yeah.
So I was paying almost over $50 for 3 grams. And I used to go to the reserve and get an ounce for $100. So it always made sense to go get the cheaper stuff.
Sure, yeah.
But now, like I came in here last week and I bought an ounce for you for I think it was about $80, and that stuff is fantastic.
Yeah,
so like you actually have good deals on weed too.
We do.
It's not like it was a couple of years
That's
ago.
a great
when it first
example,
happened.
Ken. Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up and shared that personal experience, because these are the things that we want people to know about. And things are different now, and some of those old perceptions may not necessarily hold true today. So without getting too deep into it, I think anytime I invite anyone watching right now to come on in and just talk to us and ask us questions about what's happening on the regulated side right now, because you might be surprised. Pleasantly surprised.
The other thing that I'm finding, a lot of people, like I've known a lot of people who, sort of over the years don't really smoke joints, but they might have a toke at a party at Christmas time or something. And now they're hearing about this. And they're like, well, how does it work? And they talk to me like, what do you do? And I'm like, you could literally whatever you want. I mean, you can come in here and buy an ounce of grass, or you can buy 3 grams of grass.
Or you can buy a couple
buy
gummies.
hash, you can buy some gummies. You can buy drinks. You can buy stuff to be vaped with. You can buy pre-rolled joints. I'm a big fan of those little packages of 10, like $20 for a pack of 10 little joints.
People
they
love
look
the
like little
convenience
cigarettes.
of it.
And it's something that's a little bit more elegant for somebody who doesn't want to be smoking a big old joint. They have like a little delicate cigarette. So I think that that's appealing to people as well. And then you've got gummies and drinks. How do you find, like, I know that you as a cannabis seller, there are certain limitations on how you can guide people as to what marijuana does for you. For example, if somebody comes in and says, I have a certain type of cancer and I'm in this pain, you can't really make
We don't make medical
recommendations.
claims, stuff like that.
But you can direct people to what different products do, from a hash to a marijuana to a different strain to a distillate, oils, edibles, all those things. And you have all the information on that here, right?
Yeah. We try and keep on top of all that product knowledge. We try to pass that on and train our new staff, and we have lots of resources. So any staff coming into our store, they go through a curriculum of training where they learn the basics of cannabis and what it means today, but there's also resources where we go deeper with our training. These are conversations we have all the time when company reps come in. They give us a lot of knowledge about specific products and how they're produced. And there's a lot that goes into these products, more than you would think.
Well, you were saying like
even
some of the plants, like they're actually grown in suspension, and like the roots are tapped in to be fed proper nutrients and everything.
Absolutely. Some, there's some plants here that aren't even grown in soil.
Right.
But then you do have certain companies where they do everything organically and things are grown in living soil. So these differences become between companies and the processes, ways that they process cannabis. Those are the things that make up for the different price variances and why things are more expensive than others. It's not just about THC, and that's something that a lot of customers kind of gravitate towards as thinking as the marker to how good a certain product is. But as you learn about cannabis, and one thing we talk about a lot with our customers is there's a lot more going on with a product than just its THC content. It's almost like choosing your wine just by its alcohol content,
That's right?
Which we know we don't do. There's so many more things going on in terms of flavor, and I would say that cannabis is very similar in that.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So we can come in here and get your joints, like these little packages here, these little boxes and stuff. They have little pre-rolled
They
joints
come
in
in
them.
endless varieties and formats. We have them from 1 packs to 2 packs to 3 packs, all the way up to 14 and 20 packs.
Nice.
So you
don't even
something
know how
for-
to roll.
You don't. Most people these days don't. I
Yeah.
find. I think people of a certain vintage, they have, do that. But
I'm on the fence. I roll half the time. The other time I'm smoking your pre-rolls.
well, now these days you have an option. Right?
Yeah, exactly. And then we have these fancy drinks over here too. Now this is part of the edible. These are all part of the edible things, I guess. Up here you've got, of course, your distillates and your diamonds and all that.
We have lots of extracts that we keep.
Lots
in the
of
fridge.
extracts,
Yeah.
which is, for those of you who don't know, an extract is a really high concentration THC. You just need to smoke a little tiny bit to get high, right?
Yeah, and to be even more technical, you actually don't smoke these things. You vape them, right?
You vape them, yes.
Yeah, you vape
Yeah,
them.
correct.
So, yeah.
And then we have drinks here. And the drinks, you have everything from beer to pop here. Is that correct?
Drinks have been huge for us here. There's a lot of stores out there that say they don't sell a lot of drinks, but people in Campbellford love their drinks.
They're tasty.
They taste great. And one thing that we have a lot of customers who are making the move from alcohol,
Yes.
right? They don't want to, consume a ton of alcohol. They're making the move to cannabis drinks now, and they're finding that it's a really nice alternative, and it's not as much of a price to pay afterwards, right?
Well,
So,
I'm drinking a lot less. I know that. I can go
I think
out.
that's the move now.
I can go out and have a few beers over a night, and I smoke joints for my high. So that's and the drinks, I do like them too.
The drinks are very popular. Yeah.
Now
we
you
have
might,
that-
the price point, $8.95 being the most expensive, and $4.95 being the cheapest. I think you had some little shooters there
Yeah, for like
somewhere that were a
$4,
couple
yeah.
bucks.
Yeah.
And basically these are all about 10 mils. Is that right, or are they vary?
No, they vary. They can be, at the most, they're going to be 10 milligrams THC per drink. Legally, that's the most that they can put in an edible. Now, there are some products out there that kind of skirt around it, and they're pushing the envelope in terms of upping the THC content of a lot of edibles. Personally, I think that's a good thing. I think those options need to be out there for people. There are people looking for stronger edibles, but that's just my opinion.
And a 10 milligram edible for somebody who isn't a regular regular weed user, if they were to drink one of these drinks, they would feel it.
Oh yeah, they should, especially if they drink it really fast.
Yeah, because they're made with special sugars and stuff to help absorb, right?
They will definitely hit even a seasoned consumer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, they're good drinks.
Well, this is Spiritleaf, ladies and gentlemen. It is in Campbellford. It's my favorite spot to be. This is Eric, and you met Zara earlier. She's always around. There's another gentleman here too. Oh, there's
Darian,
2 more, right?
yeah, we have a bunch of staff, but the ones that have been around the longest is Zara, who you mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
We have Darian, who all our customers know.
Yeah.
He's a local guy who's been with us for over a year now. We have hired a couple more staff. One of them's here today. I'll introduce you to her.
Who's that?
Our newest bud tender.
Hello. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. What's your name?
My name's Felicia.
Felicia. New to Spiritleaf?
Yeah, a month and a half.
There you go.
Here, it's a lovely spot to be.
Are you from Campbellford?
I am. Yeah.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah. My family and I are just not too far out of town. So.
Excellent. So we've got some locals working here too, so you'll feel comfortable if you come in.
We wanted to make sure that we always wanted to prioritize hiring locals.
I love the fact that you guys have moved to town here to start this business. Like when some of the other ones come, it's sort of a corporate entity, and you never see the owners. You just see the local staff, which is great. But I love the fact that from the owner on down here, it's a local operation. I know Spiritleaf is a chain, as they call it. But
well, they're a franchise,
franchise,
right? But each one's independently owned and operated, and yeah, we part of the Spiritleaf brand is really making sure that whatever communities they're in, they do something to make sure that the others around them are thriving too. So
fantastic.
We're not alone in the idea of giving back to our respective communities, and that's something that, like I said earlier, has always been important to Raquel and I, and the team here has really embraced that. So whenever we have, these community-driven initiatives, we all get behind it and make sure that, our customers know about it, and we do what we can. Yeah.
Fantastic. Well, it's a beautiful shop here. You've got knowledgeable staff and tons of dope, which is just fantastic, ladies
That's
and
the
gentlemen.
point.
So come on by Spiritleaf when you get a chance. Drop in, say hi to the friendly staff, and get your high on.
Thanks, guys. Thank you,
Cheers.
Ken.
Thank you, Eric.
More stone than I was before. I like to get high. I like to get higher. I like to get more high than I was before. I like to get stoned. I like to get stoneder. I like to get more stoned